Okay, some six people joined. Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
MLF,
sir.
Mr. Have you got information? All the mining people they will join today, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, we'll proceed with the subject. Okay. Yesterday, in elaborate manner, we have discussed about what is attractive force, what are all the forces in a vehicle that is opposing the attractive forces, what are all the vehicle which is based on the movement of the vehicle, whether uphill movement or downhill movement, what are the forces which is supporting or which is opposing the tractive forces, that and all we have elaborately we have seen. And we have calculated that is a formulas only as per the qualitative treatment for the particular subject. It is an purely an what is a formula to calculate that only. So after that, as a result of that, we can able to identify. So if a mass into acceleration, what are all the forces? Net forces available is what is the attractive forces that can be applied on the front tire and rear tire minus all these forces. That is nothing but rolling resistance and acceleration resistance and grading resistance, and also the whatever the resistance offered by the wind. So if all this put together four. Okay, so my tractive force should be overcome this. Then only there will be acceleration. So of course, a gradient resistance that is nothing but road resistance. Okay, along with the rolling resistance. Usually, it is that grading resistance alone, if you are taken into consideration, that will helpful to the
Mm.
vehicle when the downhill movement. Okay, downward direction. When the uphill movement, there won't be any supporting. It will be opposing only.
படுத்துன்னு இருக்கம்மா.
So today we are going to see uh, what is the power requirement. What is the power requirement? Okay, of any electrical vehicle. Before getting to the power requirement. Okay, so because once we have decided the power requirement and whatever may be the charging, okay, chargers and all the accessories for the particular charging. If you have decided that, so we cannot roll it back. Okay, we have to always provide the facilities. So before getting to that particular power requirement and as well as a charger and other requirements, we should have some elaborate knowledge on how this really the power consumption is taken place, where it is as a result of that, what is happening and etc. Already I have hinted, that is I have introduced the concept of how it can influence on the day-to-day activities of our power consumption. So suppose if you see the a complete power or energy profile, okay, so of any houses, okay, or particular area. So if the particular area, if number of electrical vehicle households is there, what will be the resultant influence, how it is affecting. So what we can suggest, what we can do, or whether there is any uh, charging methods, very effective manner, optimized manner, or we have to go for some managing of charging, so etc. So first we should have some knowledge on that. Then if you proceed to that particular power requirement, it will be obviously it will help. Okay. So, so here I have shown last class we have seen as I told you earlier. So all the power requirements, okay, all the commercially available plug-in electrical vehicle, hybrid electrical plug-in hybrid electrical vehicle, and etc. So all this is going to be whatever will be the percentage of the contribution, especially in the view of hybrid electrical vehicle and plug-in hybrid electrical vehicle. Okay, suppose our range extended, etc. Whatever may be the contribution by the IC engine, remaining and all remaining power, whenever the vehicle is ideal, whenever the vehicle is in a stopping stage, okay, or whenever we are coming to a house, okay, where we are to park, that area have to provide. We have to provide a charging arrangement. Okay, so this is a very interesting thing because in India, so far it is not very much come. So even though some vehicles are coming, electrical vehicles coming, and so now all the existing automobile industries they decide to go ahead with electrical vehicle manufacturing. Okay, with the increased manner, but still compared to the I already told that around 24 crores of vehicle registered in India. So among that, only a 10 lakh, okay, 10 lakh is the strength or the numbers of electrical vehicle that is registered. Okay, apart from that, you know that some of the electrical vehicle they need not to go for a registration also. So, say for example, some scooters, electric scooters, so it's including some e-rickshaws concepts also is there. They need not register. So put together, they are all identified as 10 lakh only. But whereas if you see the any developed countries, UK and USA and all, so now they are having some considerable number of electrical vehicles. Now they are facing these type of problems. What is the very first problem is, so if I'm having a vehicle, okay, if a 100-kilometer commuter vehicle, which is having a capacity of a 40 kilowatt hour battery, 40 kilowatt hour battery, exactly at 50 percentage of state of charge, I have to go for another 20 kilowatt hour, 20 kilowatt hour of energy I have to give. That is nothing but 20 units. So if I have to go for another 100 kilometer, so efficiency at 50 percentage SOC, state of charge means I have to go for another 20 units over consumption. So if your charging rate is there, no, if it is at 5 kilowatt, so automatically if you are plugging the vehicle by 7 p.m., it will take minimum 4 hours. Okay, because already state of charge is 50 percentage, so remaining 50 percentage only I have to charge. So around 4 hours, 4 hours is sufficient. So if a number of vehicles, if one vehicle, such a vehicle, okay, in terms of that, if it is playing a role. So in particular area, some 100 to 150 meter square home, okay, based on UK government household electricity survey. So this is called domestic load. If you see that the blue line, that is called domestic load. But whereas a sudden boom in the particular load, okay, that is called warriors, that is lead to a problem. Okay, that lead to a problem. If I'm taking 100 households where 5 EV households only is there means there also I can able to identify even though a peak demand is there. So beyond that, after certain hours, the peak demand is falling down because of the charging of this electrical vehicle that lead to a very high power demand. Okay, this is a distribution feeder view. This is a household view, individual household view we are having. Okay, so individual household. This is a distribution feeder view. Say for example, in a distribution feeder view means in our house, where our house is situated, in that particular street, maybe a one distribution line. Okay, we'll call it as electrical post. Number of electrical posts will be there. So automatically, power electrical power with some certain voltages feeder from the transformer which is located nearer to the street or maybe far away. It doesn't matter. In the particular street, if I'm assuming that 100 households, if I'm having a 5 electrical vehicle households, automatically there also the charging will be the problem. Okay, so if I'm having the same thing, a distribution feeder view, if I'm having a 20 electrical vehicles, okay, in a household, so beyond the domestic load, even though if I'm putting 4 hours, so now the state of charge of the battery is 50 percentage, its capacity 400 kilowatt hour. So okay, additionally, I maybe go for another 20 units, okay, which may be consuming within 4 hours of time. So that lead to a crashing of particular distribution feeder limit. So as I already told that in our area, we can also very often you can see that in our area there will be one transformer located. If you go and see under the transformer, they may be putting a rating of the transformer depends upon the total calculation of the capacity of the particular locality load. So it may be varying from 100 kVA, you can see some small area, village area, okay, some rural area, you can able to see that 100 kVA. Suppose if you see any urban areas, so it may be normally from 500 kVA to 750 kVA. So they will mention it as a kVA. That is nothing but what is the voltage rating and what is a current carrying capacity of the particular transformer. Multiply that they are given. They have not taken power factor concept. Those who have studied already, okay, so electrical, okay, they may know what is a power factor. Power factor is nothing but a cosine of the angle between voltage and current. Okay, that means if you take an AC, that is sinusoidal wave, the current also will not follow exactly the way the voltage is going. There will be a lagging because of the inductive nature of the load. So that is you leave apart. You need not worry. Okay, here the problem is if I'm taking a 20 electrical from 5 electrical volt household to 20 electrical means certainly there is a possibility of crashing the limit of the particular distribution feeder. So this is what an existing problem. So we have to decide, we have to why I am taking prior to the particular power and energy calculations means how what are all the way we are going to meet out the power and energy requirements. So that is the main purpose why I am seeing that. So I think you may be very easily able to understand. So next as a solution, if you take a two situation, okay, so this is what a two situation. One is a managed one. Okay, one is so this is what we have seen earlier. Okay, I can able to use a pointer option. Okay, so this is what earlier in the previous slide also we have seen that it's an unmanaged one. If 20 electrical vehicles are there, which need to be charged between 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. with a 5 kilowatt charge, with a 5 kilowatt charging, so automatically it lead to the particular crossing the limit of the particular feeder. This line indicates that. So suppose a transformer which is connected to some 15 streets, say for example, for simplicity, for sake of understanding, if you assume the 10 streets, okay, if it is 100 kVA transformer, so it meant for each street it can deliver some 10 kilowatt only, some 20 kilowatt only. Okay, put together all 10 streets, it may be 100 kilowatt, 100 kVA. Assume that power factor is 1. So in that case, what will happen is automatically, if we are consuming all the house put together in the particular street, if they are consuming beyond the 110 kilowatt means, provided other streets are lesser, loads are lesser, the transformer can feed the power. Okay, but if all other streets are so far with this particular street where we are looking to that, so if the power taken is more or par with others, automatically there is a problem. So what will happen? So immediately transformer will be overloaded. It may be disconnected from the supply where it is input supply because of the particular energy drawing is more. That is not safe for the transformer also. Okay, so automatically it will disconnect. So this problem can be overcome if you have properly managed charging. Managed charging. So moreover, if you see, as I already told, battery is playing a different role. A way in which behave or way in which charging is very very different. As I already told, we have seen that if you are taken, okay, how much is the charging? Suppose charging percentage if you are taken, and if you are taken a time, so how much is the charging from, if you suppose this is a way it is charging, reaching a 100% means if you take that this is 100% means, suppose this is a 80 percentage and this is a 10%. If I'm taking this is a 10%, we already know how much is the time taken for a battery to charge between 10 to 80. The same amount of percentage of time it is also taking for charging from 80 to 100 percentage. 80 to 100 percentage. That is a very very peculiar different characteristics that is exhibit by the any batteries. So how much time to 10 to 80? Actually 70 percentage. So from 80 to 100 it is 20 percentage only, but it will take exactly, okay, T1, okay, that is equal to what is a T2. Okay, what is a T2? So this two time, 10 to 80%, the same time is taken for 80 to 100%. That is also a problem is there. Give instead of that, instead of that, if I am reducing the charging rate, if I am reducing the charging rate, instead of 5 kilowatt, the same electrical vehicle, I need not to go for any other changes, only a charging capacity. If I'm reduced to 20 kilowatt, I can able to the same 20 electrical vehicles households can be within the limit. There won't be any problem. And also, additionally, I have to extend the time from 11 a.m. to 5 a.m. because now I'm charging rate is reduced. Charging rate is reduced. So if you see that it whatever may be the additional load on the feeder, particular street feeder, it is not crossing the limit. At the same time, it is extended to another maybe another 6 hours. Okay, 6 hours is extended. So by that, instead of 76% charging, I can able to charge the battery fully also. Okay, so this is called a managed charging. So here a very important concept is called grid to vehicle, G2V, G2V, grid to vehicle, grid to vehicle. So if I am assuming the energy supply, enormous energy supply that is available, okay, in the form of a feeder, street feeder, transformer, a particular locality, if I am assuming that, so that is as a grid to a vehicle, okay, I have to charge. If the same vehicle, if I'm charging with a 8 kilowatt, it can be charged within the even though it completely discharged. Initial SOC, initial state of charges, if it is if it is say for example 20 percentage also, 20 percentage also, it can be completely charged within 5 years. If a charge is so there only it's really lies. So, because when a vehicle is going to be ideal for more than 8 hours, 10 hours, we can allow them particularly 8 hours completely for charging. Why? Because it is not only going to be helpful, okay, reduce the charging current, it also help in others, okay, without affecting this utility, central utility like this. Because we are tapping the power, we are tapping the required electrical energy from the feeder. So at no point of time it should be crossed the limit that given. Okay, so it may be nearer to the limit, of course, because during the off period we can able to use. So in another one way, see if I am providing a PV also. So especially whatever maybe the charging that is provided. So this is a completely a domestic load. Okay, so and this is a battery charging. Okay, if it is a battery charging, if I'm additionally provided with a PV power also in addition to that, so there also I can able to if I'm starting with the 7 p.m. Okay, so additionally I can able to get full charged by 11 p.m. Okay, with a 5 kilowatt charge. Okay, 5 kilowatt charging. You here also, if you see that it is crossed the limit, it crossed the limit, but small extent only. So definitely this will not be permitted. This definitely will not be permitted. Okay, so here this is correct. A managed charging. Okay, managed charging, which is reduce the charging rate and extend the charging time. Extend the charging time by which the same number of okay, EV households can be used the electrical energy for effective charging, lead to 100% charging without any disturbing the electrical infrastructure of the particular road. So this is how so automatically uh, this is limiting. Okay, suppose if I'm having a some parking lot, okay, or some any mall and all means there I can able to provide a charging of more charging rate. Say for example, instead of 5 kilowatt, I can go for 13 kilowatt. Okay, so in unit at which I am charging is more, and also I can able to reduce the charge. If I am increasing the particular kilowatt of particular charging unit, I can able to reduce the charging time. Okay, so that is why, say for example, like fuel station, if there is any charging station If they are providing at 5 kilowatt, what will happen? The vehicle has to be parked, or vehicle has to be in ideal for 4 to 5 hours. If they are providing 2 kilowatt, means 8 hours. So if this infrastructure, if it is for any gated community where number of apartments are there, there we can able to limit. If we go for any other outside charging, okay, say for example in case of parking, there 5 kilowatt. If it is exclusively for a charging station, they have to provide infrastructure in such a way that quickly it has to be charged within 2 hours, 3 hours, or 4 hours of time, even though from SOC 20%. So I need, okay, I need a charging facilities which is need not to be uniform. If I'm using the same vehicle in my house, I need to only 2 kilowatt charge. If I'm going for any parking lot and all etc., there I need 5 kilowatt. If a exclusive for charging station like fuel station, if I'm going, I need a different rating of charging. So I have to prepare my unit, that is whatever may be the EMS, energy management system, in such a way that it is capable of, it is capable of, that is compatibility of my system with all these charging. That is very, very important for any electrical vehicle. Of course, whatever may be the contribution, this is another one thing they are taken. See, if you see that if there is no any sun and less wind, means automatically that lead to the carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide per kilowatt hour is increasing. If the same case, if a considerable amount of increasing, okay, demand, high wind is there, means it is decreased to a low level. High wind and solar means it is further, it is very, very low level. So in addition to that existing fossil fuel consumption, if we have taken this also synchronized, that is what a smart grid concept is there. I think you should know smart grid now, a distributed generation. It's called usually called DG. Okay, DG. Okay, distributed generation concept. Say for example, in my house, if there is enough throughout the year, some 10 months, 11 months is a sunny days, I can go and very well, whatever the rooftop is going to be free only. So I'm not going to use the rooftop for always. Instead of that, that area can be completely installed with a PV panels. Okay, so whatever maybe the built-up area can be completely occupied. So automatically, not only it is facilitating or not only in advantage in so many ways, I can able to produce a more amount of energy also. Say for example, uh, 1.25 kilowatt, 1.25 kilowatt of installation PV panel will give, in a normal good sunny days, it will give around 7 units. 7 units. You know that the unit power generation maybe starts from maybe 8 o'clock morning. Okay, 7 or 8 o'clock up to evening 5 it is. So put together, I can able to get every day 7 units. If you want to install this much capacity now with a subsidy and all, the government scheme and the subsidy and all, we can able to install within 50. So whatever the 30% subsidy and all, I can able to get within 70,000 rupees I can able. So daily I am getting 7 units. If I install this exclusively for charging, see, because we all know that 7 units, okay, 7 units, 8 units of charging, okay, of car needs. Suppose if it is a car with a range of 120-kilometer range. That's all. This much unit only it will consume. The complete power can be taken from here. So automatically, as a result of that, I can able to get very quickly. Payback period also within 5 years I can able to get. After 5 years, whatever may be the panel life maybe now 15 years. So maybe 10 years we can able to get. We can able to run our car with a free of cost. Okay, and here, in addition to that, using renewable energy sources, we are using completely, okay, pollution free. So we are contribution of CO2 is very, very limited one. So for the remaining load appliances only we are using. So this graph shows the electricity mix and the carbon dioxide. If any renewable energy sources is coming to the picture very drastically, the consumption, that is emission, carbon intensity in the atmosphere is can be reduced. So this is the one graph that is showing. Okay, from taken from 8 February to 15 February for about 7 days. 7 days. Okay, so they are able to show this graph. So this and all one aspect with the existing fossil fuel, if we are doing if we are generating electricity, that electricity in turn used for charging our vehicle also, we have found that it is sufficiently less carbon dioxide only, less carbon dioxide because whatever the charging electricity need, how much energy I need, that is once again produced by coal or fossil fuels or etc. Okay, so that is also going to emit a contribute a CO2 to the atmosphere. So in that case, if you compare with the internal combustion engine, that is only 40 to 50 percentage only of existing IC engine. Because existing IC engine, the minimum, if I run averagely 120,000 kilometers, I already showed. Okay, so earlier, two, three, four classes back, I have shown. Yes, this is what this is what. So this is what I want to relate with it now. Whenever I'm going for power and energy calculation, also I should be able to identify whether there is any possibility of build up, okay, tapping unit which is consumed from the renewable energy sources, in addition to the existing charging. Okay, so this is what we are already seeing that even though if we completely depend on the fossil fuels, there won't be any renewable energy sources available. Means there also worst case we are using 410 to 820 kilogram of carbon dioxide per week if electrical vehicle. If assume that 20 kilowatt, that particular energy efficiency of the particular vehicle is, it will consume 20 units per 100 kilometer. Whereas the same, I am comparing that IC engine vehicle, which is taking a 3 to 7 liters per 100 kilometer. If you see there, even a very good case with a lot of a proper fuel economy, okay, with a 94 miles per gallon. 1 gallon is nothing but one barrel is it is around 3.7, 3.8 liters. You can able to assume that 1 gallon. So if I'm assuming that those, even a very good case itself, 880 kilogram of carbon dioxide. But whereas this, even as a dirtiest mix, I'm completely dependent on thermal power plant, coal and all means, even a dirty mixer is giving 820. So this is how we have to differentiate. Okay. So here, that is also we have to take into the account. Okay. So this is very important before, because why we should know means whatever may be the developed EMS, energy management system, battery pack and controllers and etc. that should be compatible with the different charging provisions. So even if I am provided with a 5 kilowatt charging, that should be compatible. So only the time may be extended. If I'm doing 2 kilowatt, little more extended. If I'm charging the same vehicle with the 6, 7 kilowatt or 10 kilowatt, time should be reduced. So that should be having some compatibility. Why we are doing for that also. In addition to that, as I already told, if there is any possibility of implementing renewable energy, tapping a renewable energy sources in my vehicle, that is a very good thing because it will reduce a very, very huge amount of carbon dioxide. So not only greenhouse gases emission, carbon dioxide is contribution is more because it is heating. Okay, so automatically global warming is mainly contributed. In addition to that, lot of other gases also is there, nitrogen, carbon monoxide, and etc. If you want to avoid this, so if we go for this is a simple solution. Already we have seen that if I am using this concept, maybe with the 3.5 rupees per unit, okay, whatever the install capacity after subsidy and all, if I install in my rooftop 1.25 kilowatt PV panel, I can able to produce in all sunny days, okay, 7 units average. That is sufficient for charging my electrical vehicle every day means. So if we calculated the payback period within 5 to 6 years, we can able to get it. If the lifetime of installed PV panel along with the accessories, power electronic converters and etc., it is going up to 15 to 20 years. It will come, including a battery. If a nowadays the batteries and all, if you're using a lead acid battery, it may become for around 5 to 7 years only. But if you're using lithium ion batteries, it is capable. It is having a life period of 15 to 70 years. So, of course, 10 years plus. Okay, we can able to get completely get free of it completely. So this is what we have to understand. A summary. So we can able to identify that if off-peak charging is allowed with low C charging, already you know that. What is C is already you know that. Suppose if I'm saying 1C means 1C charging means whatever may be the rated current at rated voltage I am giving. If I'm giving a 0.5 C means half of the rated current only I am charging. So what will happen? So when it is 1C, rated current is charging means if I'm using 0.5 C, automatically time for charging will be double. If zero point 0.8 means 20 percentage will be increasing. That is the way we have to understand that. So if you want to go for least CO2, this is a very important method of peak charging, usually at low C charging plus storage. Okay, so this will lead to time shifting. Okay, and if you want to go for lowest cost tariff, for that also it is suggested to have off peak charging. Okay, off peak charging only. That means usually between 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. So for that, in order to recommend new tariffs and all things, that of course we are not going to play much role in policy decisions and all. Maybe once the particular electrical vehicle is full-fledged coming in a full-fledged, there we have to worry about it. So obviously available distribution capacity. So automatically with the existing distribution capacity, there also once again off-peak charging is recommended. Helps with the available capacity without going for additional transformer, infrastructure, speeders and all. If I have to go for that, so simply off-peak charging with the low C charging with plus storage, that will help manage the situation. Only thing is, so my system,
என்னம்மா
this system in a vehicle, that should be capable of compatible with these arrangements. Compatible with when I charging the a battery with a 2 kilowatt charging, it should charge. But time may be extended. 5 kilowatt time may be little bit shrinked, reduced. If I'm doing with the 10 kilowatt also. Okay, so this is the thing. So when you go for any power requirement, this is a general mean or a black diagram, or we can say a diagram in by which a power is produced in any vehicle. So say for example, here I mentioned vehicle power plant. Okay, vehicle power plant. So automatically, in case of a electrical vehicle, this is going to have a motor. Okay, in case of electrical motor, it is going to have a motor and as well as one converter and battery pack with EMS, energy management system, that is charging time and etc. Automatically it will control. So suppose if it is a hybrid electrical vehicle, so definitely this is going to have some fractional power rating. So based on the hybridization, I'm going to have once again the same plus in addition to that, I may be having a IC engine, IC engine and fuel tank, IC engine and fuel tank. So that is why as a common I make vehicle power plant. So in our cases, because I already told that we are in the transition period. So we are not completely switched over. We cannot simply jump like from IC engine to electrical vehicle, just like that. So definitely there will be a transition period. So that transition only is permitting this hybrid electrical vehicle. So why? Because means in hybrid electrical vehicle, okay, very easily I can able to with the existing IC engine fuel tank arrangement, very easily I can able to make a contribution by motor and these converters and battery pack arrangement. Okay, say for example, if I earlier complete 100 percentage power is produced by the IC engine means now I want to have some fuel economy means I can implement 30 percentage. What is the fraction of the 30 percentage of power? I can implement a motor which is having a connector, which is having a shaft, okay, which may be coupled to the this powertrain arrangement. This powertrain arrangement automatically this 70 percentage will power will be produced by this one, 30 percentage power will be produced by the motor. So remaining and all is same only. So we are having a clutch arrangement, we are having a transmission, differential, and etc. Okay, this is exclusively for hybrid electrical vehicle. But whereas in electrical vehicle concept, we can have this gear arrangement or with some induction motor or all, we can able to replace that also completely because electrical motor is capable of giving very high torque even at the low speed, very high torque even at the, or we can able to get some considerable amount of good torque even at the high speed also. So that is a very big advantage of electrical vehicle. So in the forthcoming years, there will be a tremendous change is going to be come how to eliminate this type of unnecessary because everywhere here also some power losses will be there whenever it is power train is there. Through that, the power transmitted to the transmission unit. Okay, there also some losses will be there. From transmission unit to differential, we are using, we already know, we already see the differential. Okay, three different gear arrangement is there. That is nothing but whatever maybe the right hand side wheel, left hand side wheel is not directly connected. Through the differential gears only it is connected, by which whenever any turning is there, I can able to run, okay, left hand side vehicle in a different RPM than right hand. So independent control of the particular vehicle is possible. That is using a differential. So here also certain amount of power may be losses when the. So if you see all these losses together, okay, I should be able to decide how much should be the power I have to produce. Okay, so in addition to that, all the power requirement details, we should also know about the typical driving pattern of a particular vehicle also. So this is a very urban drive pattern. Urban drive pattern is nothing but like a city ride. So it is taken for about 2000 seconds. It is taken for about 2000 seconds. The vehicle speed in terms of miles per hour given. So 1 mile is equal to approximately 1.6 kilometer. Okay, you can able to calculate. Suppose if it is a 60 mile, 15 mile means multiply by 1.6 will give you the kilometer. So this is showing that initially it is starting very slow speed, then speed is increasing. Very often signal because of road conditions, speed breaker, sudden signal is coming, okay, then it will vehicle will be ideal. Okay, here the vehicle will be ideal. Suppose if it is 0 to 200 means maybe some 50 seconds, 40 seconds, then once again starting going peak, coming ideal. So this is a typical urban drive pattern. So I have to take into the consideration of this pattern also for deciding any power rating of any electrical motor. Suppose in case of pure electrical vehicle as well as hybrid electrical vehicle. Because in both the cases, I am going to have a complete set of components, major components such as motors, power electronic converters, and battery pack with the energy management system. There is nothing but inbuilt some logical controllers, some programs, maybe with a chip IC or maybe with any other means I can have. So I have to diffuse the program in the chip. It is going to be a dedicated system. Okay, so it is exclusively control that. So if you taken that, so say for example, if I am taking a hybrid electrical vehicle, first case I am taking hybrid electrical vehicle. So automatically during acceleration, say for example, this gear from ideal to suddenly it has to go and reach. Okay, motor. This motor has to intelligently assist the engine. Okay, so engine needs to generate less torque only. So because why we need not to completely depend on IC engine means motor is having, especially induction motor. We are going to see next unit, induction motor type having very high starting torque, very high starting torque. So when the vehicle is in on condition, but in stop, ideal, maybe assume that in a signal. Okay, in that condition, I can able to switch off the engine. Okay, whenever I need, I can able to. Only thing is keep on the electrical system only keep it on. So immediately the motor can provide a enormous amount of torque, which is facilitate the movement of the vehicle, overcome the moment of inertia, and it may be further accelerate further. Okay, so automatically I am going to depend on completely this motor only. So whenever I am deciding the motor, even though some 20 percentage of hybridization, I have to calculate in addition to that what is the amount of power required. Okay, when we are from ideal stop to moving a vehicle with a certain acceleration, how much is the energy need that I have to calculate because that is going to be supplied by my motor only, by motor only. Likewise, during braking, see, after the certain seconds, the vehicle is coming in a certain speed of 30 miles per hour. Suddenly, signal put red. So it is immediately has to come down. Okay, drastically coming from 30 miles per hour to zero velocity. Okay, so and it will going to be ideal for some more time. So this much. So what will happen? So this cannot become immediately come to zero if a properly a brake applies. So here, when the brake applies, instead of wasting the braking power as a heat, okay, in the brake shoes, he can able to retrieve it back. That is what I told. So in this case, what will happen? So I can able to play a very important role. Automatically, I have to, what really we will do is we will take it from accelerator. Okay, accelerator will be removed, that is released. So there won't be any pressing of accelerator. So automatically, this will facilitate the deceleration because of the moment of inertia of the vehicle. Only vehicle will come. So automatically, the coupled motor now will act as a generator. That power is converted as electrical power will be fed back to the source. Will be fed back to the source. Okay, so usually it's identified that even though if it is for a 10 seconds, okay, even though it will take some 3 seconds to 5 seconds, around 0.16 kilowatt hour. That means this much unit of power can be saved. That means in earlier in an existing IC engine, whenever we are applying a braking, say for example from 30 miles per hour, so suddenly we are applying brake. Okay, this much amount of power is wasted as a heat. But whenever we are using that, my motor also should capable of acting as an electrical generator in such a way that this 0.16 kilowatt hour is used for charging the battery. That is converts the waste energy to electricity. Okay, so there is also a provision it requires. So whenever I'm designing okay, power calculation and all the accessories, sizing of all the accessories, I need not to only consider power flow in one direction. I have to consider the power flow in the reverse direction. That is nothing but whenever a braking is applied, so whatever may be the energy wasted there, okay, that will be allowed to go as a useful one because immediately I take, okay, remove accelerator, remove accelerator is not supplied. I have removed instead of applying a brake, that acceleration rotation because the vehicle is continuously moving due to the moment of inertia, it will tend to move only because of the external force. We have seen that no rolling resistance, grading resistance, wind, and etc. All other external force that will be applying on the vehicle that will drastically come reduced, even though if you are not applying brake. But this rotational force immediately make the particular motor to act as a generator because here the energy will be cut, electricity will be cut. So now motor rotating. Okay, in a magnetic field, if any coil, if any conductor is rotating, that will be generated So that concept is utilized here. Automatically, that will make electricity. This electricity can be once again fed back to the battery where the power is earlier tapped. Now it's returned back. Approximately, we can able to return back this much of amount of power. Okay, so automatically charging level now will increase. So if you see in any typical urban drive pattern, say for example, if the sample is taken for 2000 seconds, if you see that all the leading and trailing, if you see that how many coming down, reach coming down, reach coming down, reach, these and all, okay, falling edges, no? This and all, it's nothing but applying a braking. Here, slightly applying a braking. Here, until it becomes zero, it applying braking. Once again, we have moved. So, slight traffic occurs, almost come to rest, then immediately. Here, no any signal. So, every time, whenever it is falling edge is there, it is nothing but applying braking. So, if you see that huge amount of energy saving is possible. So, my system whenever I am deciding, okay, power rating, energy rating of any vehicle also, I should take into the consideration of urban drive pattern, okay, where this vehicle is going to be operated normally. So if we are exactly planned, designed in such a way, I can able to get a better, very good performance because normally that is what happening. That's not happening. Okay, especially in developing countries. So one of your classmates also told. So some 1 year back, 2 year back, we have our neighbors bought one electric scooter. Okay, they have used only lead acid battery. Okay, but immediately after 1 year, yes, battery completely gone. So now once again we have to go for battery, 4,000, 5,000 rupees. That is equal to spending the same amount for fuel. Okay, because these things will happen in technically because of the flaw in technical flaws. They are not properly designed, they are not properly identified and sizing the components. Okay, so that is the reason why this and all is happening. Okay, so this knowledge, especially charging, why we have to go for different charging and what way we can able to use the renewable energy sources. In addition to that, knowledge of the drive pattern of the particular vehicle. Okay, so this may be this is not for electrical vehicle. Any vehicle, this drive pattern may be applicable. Okay, it's a common only. Okay, it's common, but only country to country it may be changing. Maybe regional to regional it may be changing. So maybe in India, southern region, say we are having some 4, 5 metropolitan, two metropolitan cities. So maybe some 10 around cities. Okay, like we can consider as a urban area. So all this urban area in India is maybe applicable. But whereas this pattern may not be applicable in developed countries like US, there it may be slightly changed. So we have to take into this consideration and we have to make very intelligently motor to assist at the initial starting of motor whenever it is coming to ideal stop and as well as it has to be act as a generator whenever a braking effective generator electrical generator for the regeneration if I'm able to fed back the source so I can go for with the existing battery if I identify a suitable battery with a more life, okay, and also more kilometer per charging and in addition to that, so whenever I'm returned, so with this pattern, if I'm designed properly, even though I'm returned to my home, so my SOC will not become zero. My SOC will be still consider amount of 40 percentage, 50 percentage. Remaining 60 percentage only I need to charge. So if 100 percentage is 8 hour means remaining 60 or 40 percentage need. So definitely proportional to that time only. So this is how we have to very intelligently design a power rating and energy rating of any electrical vehicle. So with this, I will ask for any clarification is there? Any clarification? Any clarification? What about Abhishek Ramesh? Any clarification? Abhishek. be there or simply put it on somewhere else. Abhishek Ramesh. Huh? Yeah, Mala best for answering. What about Abhishek Ramesh? Okay. For clarification, we'll move further. Okay. So normally, this is a way we are using a prime mover. Okay. So whether it's hybrid drive, if I'm assuming, if it's a pure electric drive, I have to go for AC and DC motor. If it is a hybrid, means IC engine vehicle is kept with electrical motor. So here two possible motors are there: AC motors and DC motors. Okay. So if currently, okay, currently coming models, especially Tesla, okay, Tesla 3 and other models, they are using AC motors. Earlier models they came used DC motors. So, but now because of the robust construction and simplicity in operation, maintenance of AC motors, it is preferred to have AC motors only because they have used a concept called AC drive, okay, which facilitates the four quadrant operation very easily and very importantly for with the DC motor torque. DC motor is very much known for the torque, very high torque. So same thing torque can be experienced in the induction motor, AC motors also. So now some latestly some switched electric motor, other motor. We are going to study in next unit. Okay. So now you need not worry. Okay. So if both are maybe having some points demerits are there. So some merits are there. DC motors also few demerits are there. Some merits are there. But if you compare, take into the account of all the merits and demerits, DC model is having a very big drawback that it is using a carbon brushes. Carbon brushes. Okay. So automatically it need very often replacement. So suppose if in a rough and tough weather condition, that is very often the speed increasing, sudden braking, making it a generator, reverse direction, generating motor, and it is exposed to the typical urban driving conditions means. So the carbon brushes maybe very often will be gone out. Okay, so we have to replace the carbon brushes. But especially the AC motor, the problem there is no any problem like that because in DC motor, both the station is important having we have to feed the rotor also, feed the rotor also. So rotor current also will be there. That is taken care by the carbon brushes. Apart from that, if we go for some fractional rating or hybrid electrical vehicle concept, so the power required hybridization level is very very less means we can able to prefer this. But compared to the advantage of AC motor, this is slightly less only, less advantage. So whereas IC engine, okay, this and all is an existing one. So there's two different kind. Diesel engine is there, and another one is spark ignition engine, or we are calling it as a petrol engine. The same thing, IC engine may use gas turbine also, gas operated engine also is possible,
Hmm.
where we are using a continuous combustion also. Okay,
Good.
so this is how it is working.
போயிட்டு
Now
இருக்குமா?
coming to the power requirement. So because already
நான் வந்து
we have
கேக்குறேன்.
seen how much is the tractive power required. So the same equations only we are also here used, taken into consideration of the mass of the vehicle, what is the velocity, acceleration, and density of air, okay, and coefficient of aerodynamic velocity. This is the second important force, and the third important is G, that is a gravity and as well as a coefficient of rolling resistance. So I have to develop a power, okay, which make the acceleration of the particular vehicle if I'm considering all these things. That's why the formula is very much given. But here, the very importantly, one thing is a 0 degree grade. It is not moved either uphill or downwards. It is making a 0 degree. There is a horizontal movement only. If you have taken a 0 degree, if you have taken a 0 degree, it will be a different formula. Now, what is happening is from time 0 to maximum velocity, how much we have to count. So, for that, whatever may be the associated expressions, okay, especially V, okay, velocity from 0 to Vm. In order to reach Vm, it will take time Tm. If we are integrate with that, we can able to calculate it. So suppose specifically, if you are asking, okay, that we will see in next class. So today I have to consolidate that. So before going for any power requirements, how we can able to charge the vehicles. Suppose if it is a household, household provisions are there for charging means. So what are the problem we may face? So there is a need of different charging facilities. Okay, even though the battery is meant for a fixed one, 40 kilowatt hour. Okay, so unit consumption. If it is there, if you go 100 kilometer and all means, I have to go for in house. I may go for up to 5 kilowatt hour charging. Wherever office and parking lots are there, there it can be more exclusive charging station. Okay, exclusive for charging purposes like fuel station. There it can be still more. So because of this, I can able to reduce the time. Okay, without disturbing. And another one is there any possibility of incorporating energy resources from the renewable energy sources, contribution by the renewable energy sources, because not only it is further reducing the CO2, it is also very effective one. Energy efficiency is more. If I calculated the payback period and other things, if I calculated, definitely it will be contributing much. Okay, say for example, I have shown some example. So it is also contributing to the society by means of cutting down CO2, carbon dioxide emission also. Okay, very drastically. And in addition to that, we should know what is a pattern. Okay, pattern in urban area, drive pattern of urban area. So in any country, suppose in India, so that is a very important concept. So when you're going for IC engine and etc., we there won't be any much concentration need on where the vehicle is going to be. So with the proper horsepower and etc., if they created wherever go, it will be happy. But the efficiency of the vehicle is very poor. Still, its IC engine is very poor efficiency. But here there is a possibility of tailor-made vehicle for which country they are preparing. What is the drive pattern? Based on that, if you have designed the vehicle, if you have properly sized the motor and converter, so automatically the cost, energy cost can be further reduced. Energy can be maybe further reduced, very cheapest manner we can able to say. So that is the knowledge prerequisite for any for every energy requirement. Okay. So with this, I'm stopping. Tomorrow we will complete this power and energy requirement. By that we will complete the first unit. Any clarification? I'll download the test sheet. What about other subject? Whether they announced this unit test, how they are going to conduct any information? Any announcement have you received from your departments? No information.
Yes, still we didn't get any information about unit.
But in the academic plan, no academic calendar for September month, they have released.
Yes,
I
sir.
think I have shared it the same with WhatsApp. In that, they very clearly mentioned 4th it starts. 4th of September it starts. That is within 2 days. Unit online test, online unit 1 test like that they mentioned. That's why I asked any information that we received, because for us also so far no any information how what way online test only, whether it's subjective type or any descriptive type, if descriptive type how they are how we are going to conduct etc. Still we are waiting for the guidelines. Okay. I hope that today they will announce. Okay. We'll take attendance. I think how many of you? 19 people. 19. Okay, answer attendance. All of you unmute. Once you have completed your attendance, you can mute your mic. Meghroof? Meghroof?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Vasant Kumar, Vasanta
sir.
Kumar, Amala Besto,
Present, sir.
Tamil
Yes, sir.
Selvan, Jagannathan, Kevin Raj,
Sir, present, sir, Jagannath.
Jagannathan present.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kevin Raj absent. Kevin Raj. Okay. Balachandar.
Present, sir.
Prem.
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Steve Thompson. Venu Aravind.
Present, sir.
Vignesh. Vijay. P. Vijay. Yashwant. Vikram Selva Ganesh.
Yes, sir. I am here.
Abhishek Ramesh.
Present, sir.
Anas
Abhishek
Mohammed.
present.
Uh, Anas. Okay. Tejas Krishna. Vijit Vijay.
Present, sir.
Gogul.
Present, sir.
Dorivaldo.
Present, sir.
Alex. Mechanical. Gautam.
Present, sir.
Joy Josephine.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Smith. Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Lokesh Babu.
Arrear exam.
Arrear exam. Okay. Pradap.
Arrear exam, sir.
Pradyush.
Present, sir.
Pradyush present.
Present, sir.
Vishal.
Arrear exam.
Okay. Okay, we'll meet tomorrow.